Okay, guys, how are you doing? So, welcome to Filing Doc. By the way, if it's the first time that you come to my channel, remember to subscribe. So, today we're gonna talk about the next step once your foreign fiancé get in USA. So, you file for a K1 visa fiancé. So, right now your fiancé is in USA on a K1 visa. What is the next step? So, it's really important that you understand it. First of all, you need to get married before 90 days. They told you that, by the way, they told that to your fiance once your fiance get in USA. It's really important that you get married before 90 days. Okay? Otherwise, your fiance will be in trouble. So, by the way, getting married, it's really easy. It's up to you. You may just go to file it online, then wait for 2 days, go to the court, they took some picture, and that's it. Easy way. If you want to do it, but some people may want to go to church. It's really up to you. So you get married before 90 days. Now, once you get married, okay, once you get married, what you will need to do? You will need to file this form, the I-485. They call it adjustment of status. Adjustment of status, which means change of status. Since right now your fiance is on a K1 visa, the K1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, which means your fiance can't even work on the K1 visa. That means it's for only 90 days. Okay, so you need to file the I-485, which is the adjustment of status, which means the I-485 will change his or her status from K1 visa to a green card, but they call it a conditional green card, kind of permanent resident, but not really permanent because it's only for 2 years. Remember, they're gonna give him or her a permanent resident for 2 years. Okay, so the document, the form that will allow that is the I-485. Okay, you need to file it in order for your spouse to get this conditional residence for 2 years. In the meantime, the process to receive the green card that can take 6 months or even 1 year. So your spouse might need to work. That's why at the same time you can file the I-765, which is an employment authorization based on this form. By the way, the I-765, this is free because you are filing based on the I-485. So you will need, it's really important to file this form, the I-485 and the employment authorization. Let me remember, the employment authorization will allow your spouse to work while they are processing the green card. You see, because it takes time to process the green card. Look, it's really important to file the employment. It's free. By the way, this is free. So let's summarize. So you need to file the I-485. By the way, the price, it's that, so you need money. It's $1,225 right now as of 2018. Okay, that's the money order for the I-485. Okay, so you will need also to submit like the affidavit of support. What it is, it's a financial proof that the petitioner can support the foreign fiancé. So the I-485, this is free, but you need to know how to file it also. By the way, we have a bunch of videos that explain how to file the I-864, the affidavit of support. Okay, so basically you need to file I-485, I-765, I-864. So it's basically 3 main forms. Okay, there is also one form that, if you want, this is free also, the I-131. So if you want the travel document, this is free. So let me repeat again, it's I-131. What it is, this form, this means if your foreign fiancé got an emergency, your foreign fiancé want to travel back home, he might want to use this form. in the meantime, because they're gonna take some time to process the conditional resident. It's not a permanent because it's gonna be about 2 years. Okay, so you might want to file, but some people don't want. Okay, this is really optional. Okay, this is really optional. You don't need to file the. This is really optional. If you want, you don't have to. Okay. Oh, okay. No, other important document that you will need to attach to the I-485. Generally, you receive an I-94. This is a K1 visa, so your foreign fiance should have a I-94. And if you don't have it, you can go online and print your I-94, the I-94, because the K1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, so there is an I-94. Birth certificate of your foreign fiancé. If it's in a foreign language, you will need to translate it, obviously. Marriage certificate, okay. A 2 passport style photo, so passport photo of the foreign fiancé and the US citizen petitioner. Copy of passport of your foreign fiancé. They need also, the passport with the admission stamp. There is a stamp on your foreign fiancé. At the airport, they put a stamp, admission stamp. You will need also to show the visa. There is a visa, the K1 visa on the passport. Okay, you will need to make a copy of it to attach. Okay. Okay, and also proof that the petitioner is a U.S. citizen. It can be birth certificate of if you are a citizen by birth, or your passport, whatever it is, to show that the petitioner is a U.S. citizen. And then, if any of you, whether the petitioner or the foreign fiancé previously married, you need the divorce certificate, or it depends. Some case where the previous spouse, you may need a death certificate. Okay, if it is the case. Okay, if your previous spouse just died, you will need a death certificate. That's really important to submit. Okay, any previous marriage, they need this information. Okay, they will not process it if you previously married and you don't have any divorce certificate or death certificate. You need to do that, and you need to translate that as well. So that's basically all the document that you need to submit, with the form I-485. Okay, so remember, they're gonna give the foreign fiancé a green card for 2 years, which means you need to understand, if for any reason during those 2 years, and then if it's happened that the relationship can't move on, and then they find that the foreign fiancé really didn't have any goodwill, that the foreign fiancé get in this relationship only for the green card, the foreign fiancé will be put on deportation. That's really important to understand, especially for you, the foreign fiancé. It's really important that you understand that. But let's be clear, which means if it's not my fault, I'm a foreign fiancé, that's not my fault. Let's say the US citizen put me, just take my clothes and say, get out from my house. Be careful. If the foreign fiancé, no, the US citizen, just get your clothes and say, you need to get out from the house, you need a police report. Once you get the police report, you might go to a shelter, stuff like that. Prove. Let me tell you, if you got that, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna be able to get your green card, because that's not your fault. Because the law also have to protect you as well. That doesn't mean the fact that that's really important for you. Because some people think the fact that the US citizens and the person is a foreign fiancé, they can do whatever they want. This person needs to obey, otherwise I'm gonna get your green card. No, that's not the way to work. If I'm not at fault, that's your fault. I do everything right. Okay, that's not my fault. So I need to. I'm still gonna get the green card. Okay, if it's not my fault, that's why I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay, let's say you just take my clothes and and then, by the way, remember, if the US citizen take your clothes and put you outside, get a police report. Okay, and then once you're gonna file after 2 years, you will submit this police report. You will be fine. Okay, this is just an advice for a foreign fiancé. You're not a slave, because so many US citizens think the fact that they have a foreign fiancé for those 2 years, the foreign fiancé become a slave. That's not what the law. The laws say they just want to make sure that you are honest, that the relationship is a relationship. But it doesn't mean if you are a citizen and then you misbehave, let's say you keep beating me or whatever it is, you use bad word for me, it doesn't mean I need to be your slave. Okay, as long as I approve that your behavior toward me, you threat, there is some threat. Okay, but by the way, don't try to leave the household. Generally, this is not only for foreign fiancé. For any couple, if you are in trouble, every time you lose, you just leave the household by yourself, which means that's your fault, because that's you leave. Okay, so that's really important. So don't. By the way, if the US citizen just move and leave the household, you're still fine, because that's not you. That's the US citizen that just leave the household and let you by yourself. Okay, and at this point, if it's the US citizen, just move the house, just wait for a couple of, no, just you need to make a report telling them that you are living with him, and then he just leave, let you by yourself, and you don't know what's going on. Okay, that's the way it is. Okay, so like I told you, the final step, it's after the 2 years, you will need to file this additional form, the I-765, which this form gonna remove the conditions. So once you do that, you're gonna have a permanent resident after 2 years, which means if after 2 years, I was explaining to you, if after 2 years, for some reason, the US citizen just take your clothes, put it outside, you got your police report, you're gonna do this by yourself. You don't even need the US citizen to sign. Okay, that's the way that it's gonna be, because they let me show you. Let me show you example the I-751. Okay, let's get the I-751. Let me remove condition. I'm talking about after the 2 years. Okay, after the 2 years, when you're gonna remove the condition to have the permanent resident, because once you get your permanent resident, you are free. Okay, so let's hold on, it's loading. Okay, we got right now the form I-751. So I'm talking about after 2 years, when you need to remove the condition. So let's see the base. Okay, base for petition. So most of the time it's gonna be, if everything went well, you still with your spouse, you're just gonna check this one because everything was fine. But in this case, your spouse will need to sign. But if something happened that was not your fault, example situation, they call them waiver. Just you need, by the way, you need to select one of this. Can be your spouse, disease, but marriage. Example, this marriage was entered into good faith, but the marriage was terminated through divorce or annulment. So if it was not your fault, right, and then your US citizen decide to quit you because that anyway, but and understand that's not your fault, because the US citizen decide to get divorced with you because he or she finds someone else. So you're gonna just click this one and it will be fine. But you will need proof, because on the divorce certificate they're gonna explain the cause of the divorce. Okay. Now the same thing, example, if the US citizen just take your clothes and put you outside, you can check this one. And who was bad order or was subject to extreme cruelty by US citizen or lawful resident, you need to report. Okay. So those are some examples, of base. Okay, so that's the way it is, guys. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. It was about K1 visa, the step after you get the K1 visa and once you're in USA. Okay, so and like I told you, remember to subscribe, because we got a bunch of video that help you how to find different form, and then different area. Okay, take care. See you next.